goes to the Super Bowl, and we'll know soon enough which team that'll be as we are underway in the AFC title game.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense.
Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, McIntyre.
He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 35.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
19 Wyatt. 19, Pioneer. Trap 50, trap 50. Ready.
Back to throw. McIntyre. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Looking to throw. McIntyre. His throw incomplete.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal, because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw.
He gets this underneath to Dobbins.
And they're going to stop him short of the first down as he's tackled at about the 21. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Every possession in the postseason magnified. And look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit. So every point is precious.
On the race. Head the street. Head the street.
A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Cut 19. Cut 19.
They'll look to throw here. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
And the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
And when I looked at him, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force the incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
On 2nd down, here's Pierce.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
On 3rd down, McIntyre. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will make it 6-0.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing the coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They find themselves down here after an interception on their opening drive led to a field goal. But all in all, you'd have to say fortunate to be only down 6.
Yeah, and you know how teams huddle on the sideline before they come out on the field in between series? Guaranteed what's said there is, guess what, guys? We take this ball, move it downfield, put it in the end zone, we're right back to even.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now here's another carry for Harris. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
Here's Smith to return it.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And the Texans will take over.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
Oh, he's got some breathing room.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46.
16 yards on that one, and also a Texan 1st down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Now a throw here to his running back. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that'll make it 2nd down. Off play action. McIntyre.
He'll complete this one to Collins.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans.
Nico Collins
from 17 yards out. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now stands at 13. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up first. He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Javon Kinlaw, the big D tackle there to bring him down.
13-0 is the score after one on EA Sports.
Second and 10.
They run again with Harris. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here.
Handoff left side, Pierce.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And Pittsburgh with 6 defensive backs in the game here on 3rd down. Back to throw. McIntyre over the middle, complete. That's Pierce. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. On 1st and 10, McIntyre. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Alex Highsmith from his outside linebacker spot gets him down there for a loss of 4.
Well, they sent him on the blitz from that linebacker spot, and boy, he got there quickly.
He certainly did, and obviously he could have used a block from his running back, but I think you nailed it right there. The defender got into the backfield so fast, it was hard for anyone to react.
Completion good for 14 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. Here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first.
Here we go. Trap 50. 19 tight.
On 1st down, McIntyre.
That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Second down and 3.
Looking to throw. McIntyre uncorks one for Davis. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
Gabriel Davis.
33 yards.
And the Texans continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead.
Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Patrick Queen. Well, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away.
If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
Throwing to start the drive. McIntyre. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. McIntyre. He's going to look deep down the field. Got a man that's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, Texans. Nico Collins with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Texans are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
It's still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the 4th quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm about to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
Now a man open down the middle of the field, and they're going to move it down inside the 25.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Panther 11, Panther 11.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. It's brought in by Harris.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
That throw finds Pickens in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
From 17 yards out.
And the Steelers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead down to 20. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Takes it at the 7. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And just inside of a minute left, Charles, they got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
On the
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Off the play fake. McIntyre being chased out left.
Gets the dump off to Pierce.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throwing on first down. McIntyre.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Swings this one out wide for Pierce.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end,
he's got a man complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground. Now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And his kick is good. So we come upon halftime in the AFC title game as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they have work to do in the second half if they want to earn that berth to the Super Bowl.
And I'm pretty sure this is where their coaches at halftime were saying don't panic and then demonstrating it by not making a lot of drastic changes to the game plan. Let's just get back to doing what we've been doing all year long. That should be more than good enough.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Back to throw. And he's going to be intercepted. intercepted a third time.
Picked up by Jalen Armour-Davis.
And they will score a pick six for the Texans TD.
Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Ready? Trap 60, trap 60. 19 tight, 19 tight. Johnny Ryan.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's got him in. Complete. Touchdown.
George Pickens.
His second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit.
Boswell good with the extra point. And that will shave a bit off the lead as it's down to a 23-point game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
I think it's pretty safe to say that when you're up 3 touchdowns, the last thing you want to do is hang one up there and put it in jeopardy and possibly get it intercepted. You got a nice lead. You should be able to protect it. But if you get careless with the football, look out.
Give left side for Pierce.
And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
To throw on 3rd down. McIntyre. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Now Austin.
13 yards the tally on the return there.
And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
They'll get this complete to Calvin Austin. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. And right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Well, so far, little to no resistance by the defense on this drive alone. 3 passes, 3 completions, 3 first downs. They're taking it to him, and it's paying off.
That's complete to his tight end Freiermuth.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they can be set up with a first and goal.
They'll look to throw again.
That swung out wide to Harris.
And in for the Steelers, touchdown.
Najee Harris.
A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Steelers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Well, they've been part of the cream of the crop in the AFC all season. It's becoming more and more evident that they're going to get a shot to play for that Super Bowl title.
The momentum has been building, and you mentioned how well they've played throughout the season. It's all come together for them, and they are really laser-focused on being that team to represent in the Super Bowl.
They have been dominant in this one. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead's down to 2 scores now at 16. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had
into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack.
And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football.
Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
George Pickens
saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game.
And the Steelers take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points.
They're going to run it with Harris. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
I have to admit, I love the excitement of the 2-point try. You know, to see what's going to happen, and it happens pretty quickly, doesn't it? You get an answer, and in this case, it was unsuccessful for the guys trying it.
Completely unrelated. I just realized that I stole both your pins in this last game. My bad, partner.
Hey, that's okay. Well, and just in the time they went for two.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular, if they can bounce back in the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And Pierce gets it again on second down.
And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And the Steelers now in the nickel here on third down. Back to throw. McIntyre. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Collins.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Okay, ready? Hawk 70, ready?
First and 10, it's Pierce.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Ready up!
And Pierce gets it again on second down.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
From the gun on third down. McIntyre. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt.
And out will come the offense as they take over. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And they are in need of points here, no doubt about that. With a Super Bowl berth on the line and trailing here in the fourth quarter, this possession, gigantic.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Derek Stingley picks it.
And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD.
Well, this defense just continuing to do their thing, and now they add on to that lead with another pick 6.
And how about the way they played this entire game? Not only did they put their stamp on it, but every time they try and mount an offensive challenge, they find a way to thwart it. And multiple pick 6s, oh yeah, they'll enjoy watching this tape after the game.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave them with a second and just a few inches left. They'll look to throw. He's got this to Pickens. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Open man, that's the tight end fire move. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. And those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And the former Rice Al Boswell puts this one through in his return to Houston. And that will close the gap down to 14. Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And the pieces have fallen into place to this point. They've got a 2-score lead in the 4th quarter. A berth to the Super Bowl resting on their ability to see this one through to the end. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
The throw over the middle, taken in. The 30. 10. Touchdown, Houston. On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot in the big game, their big playability. They can strike from anywhere.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room.
He's got a man complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Kenneth Murray from that outside linebacker spot gets in there. It's a loss of 9.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. The offense on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 19. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Marquise Bell. And the Texans are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead. They'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And Pierce gets it again on second down.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On 3rd down, McIntyre. And that will be incomplete.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Here's Austin. 6-yard return after a punt of 48.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, and my goodness, another interception.
Picked up by Jalen Armour-Davis. And the Texans will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
Ready? Go.
And they take a knee.
The Texans, they are going to the Super Bowl as we sign off